Once upon a time, manga wasn't the world's favorite procrastination tool. It wasn't breaking sales records, it wasn't getting billion-dollar movie deals, and it definitely wasn't deciding how kids across the world dressed, talked, or dreamed. Back then, it was black and white sketches tucked away in post-war Japan, the kind of thing you'd find on a dusty shelf next to a radio that only plays static and grandpa's opinions. But fast forward to today, manga isn't just entertainment, it's a language. A bridge across generations, cultures, and continents, like a universal translator that runs on emotions and cliffhangers. It's the group chat you didn't know you needed. And in this video, we're diving into the evolution of manga over the years. From its ancient roots in art, to the boom of Shonen Jump, to the global takeover happening right now. This story is wild, and no, you don't need a filler arc to get through it. So let's rewind and watch how manga grew, step by step, into the cultural powerhouse it is today. Bring snacks. This journey has plot twists. Manga's DNA runs deep in Japanese history. Long before speech bubbles and panels, pictures were doing the heavy lifting, silently, like that one friend who cleans the group project Google Doc at 2 a.m. Take the Chojujin but Sagiga, the scroll of frolicking animals. Rabbits, frogs, monkeys acting out human stories, centuries before anyone argued about power scaling. It's basically the original slice of life, just with frogs who would definitely roast you on Twitter. Then came Yukoi, those vibrant woodblock prints of kabuki actors, samurai, and geisha, snapshots of life before selfies, and somehow with better composition. Squint and you'll see early manga panels try to peek through like, hey, it's us, but we're polite. Enter Hokusai, the genius behind the great wave off Kanagawa, who dropped sketchbooks called Hokusai manga. Random doodles, everyday life, fantastical beings, and suddenly manga, meaning whimsical pictures stuck like a catchy opening theme you pretend not to like. The modern form wasn't born yet, but the spirit was already alive. Art and story holding hands like childhood friends who will absolutely trauma bond later in the plot. Jump forward to post-Second World War, Japan. The country's hurting, industries are wrecked, and people are searching for hope, escape, and stories that let them breathe again. Think reset arc, but with higher stakes and no skip button. And then one man changed everything. Osamu Tezuka, the manga king, inspired by Disney. He brought cinematic storytelling to the page, panels that moved like camera shots, eyes that could flood a page with emotion, pages that felt like your heartbeat learned parkour. Tezuka basically told manga, you're not just comics, you're cinema with paper muscles. And of course, Astro Boy, not just entertainment, but revolutionary. At a time when Japan needed it, Tezuka gave stories about humanity, science, and hope, like handing a flashlight to a room full of people who thought darkness was permanent. In a nation recovering from trauma, these weren't just drawings. They were mirrors, comfort, and sometimes honest-to-goodness guidance. Therapy, but with cooler hair. By the 1970s, manga wasn't just entertainment, it was a movement. Leading the charge? Weekly Shonen Jump, also known as your weekly personality upgrade. This magazine was the Avengers of publishing. Every week brought new chapters, new legends, and new reasons to ignore homework. It set the pillars, long-running adventures, larger-than-life heroes, rivals who made you believe in gym memberships you'd never use. Horenchi Gakuen pushed boundaries. Doraemon gave kids laughter, comfort, and pocket gadgets that made Amazon look lazy. And the compass shifted toward shonen battle epics, the genre that would teach every kid the proper volume for shouting attack names in public too loud. And then came Dragon Ball. Akira Toriyama gave us Goku, an alien kid with a monkey tail who trains, fights, and keeps asking for seconds. It wasn't just martial arts, it was perseverance, rivalry, and pure, concentrated hype. When Goku first went Super Saiyan on Namek, that didn't just break manga, it broke time. It was the moment the concept of power-up moved out of the dictionary and into our bloodstream. Wi-Fi goes down. That's fine. SSJ Goku lives rent-free forever. Dragon Ball became a lifestyle. Kids practiced Kamehamehas on playgrounds. Teachers pretended not to see it. and fans argued Goku versus Vegeta like it was a court case. Shonen wasn't just Japanese anymore. It was global, and everyone spoke the language of one more episode. But the 70s and 80s weren't only about throwing hands. Manga exploded into every genre imaginable. Shoujo like Candy Candy and Sailor Moon put romance and magical girls front and center, proving that glitter can carry a character arc seinen like Akira brought gritty, mature sci-fi that made both kids and adults whisper, "We are not okay." And that's art. When Akira got animated in 1988, the world went, "Wait, this isn't just comics. This is cinema. Also, your new wallpaper. Also, your new personality." By the 80s, Weekly Shonen Jump wasn't just a magazine. It was an empire. Millions of copies every week. Every kid had a favorite hero and a moral code suspiciously derived from tournament arcs. It was the Netflix of its day. You couldn't escape it. And honestly, why would you? And the golden age was just beginning. Soon, names like Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach would rise and haul this medium onto a global stage like it owed them rent. If the 80s laid the foundation, the 90s and 2000s built the theme park. And headlining it were three giants: Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. The big three, also known as your weekend plans for several years. Week after week, year after year, these series carried Shonen Jump on their backs, and somehow also carried all of us through middle school emotions we didn't understand. First up, Naruto. An outcast boy with a demon fox inside him dreaming of becoming Hokage. It wasn't just fights and flashy jutsu. It was loneliness, found family, and chasing dreams even when the world bets against you. You didn't just read Naruto, you grew up with him. When Naruto went Ninetales mode, or when Pain stood over Konoha declaring "Feel pain, no pain," those weren't panels, they were events. Like the internet stopping to breathe together. Naruto taught resilience. Also, taught that headbands go with every outfit if you believe hard enough. Then there's One Piece. Oh man, One Piece. A goofy rubber man in a straw hat yelling he'll be king of the pirates sounds silly, until you realize you've cried over a ship. Eiichiro Oda turned adventure into a cathedral, friendship, freedom, and dreams big enough to capsize a navy. From the cruise formation to Eni's lobby to Marineford and beyond, One Piece redefined long-form storytelling in your weekend. When the going Merry died, grown men looked away from the screen like allergies, bro. And then we had Bleach. Ichigo Kurosaki, a teenager who stumbles in his Soul Reaper duty and a job description HR definitely didn't approve. Bleach wasn't just battles, it was style. Fashion that slaps, music that lingers, paneling that looks like album covers, aesthetic with a blade. And when Ichigo shouted Bankai, the world didn't just listen, it adjusted volume settings. To this day, people argue about the best Zanpakuto like it's the NBA draft, and honestly, they're right. Together, Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach didn't just dominate Japan. They cracked open the world. In the US, Europe, Latin America, suddenly anime on TV, manga in bookstores, and kids who once only read superheroes now debating the ethics of pirates, ninjas, and Soul Reapers. You go to school Monday and discover everyone had watched the same fight from 3 totally legal sources. Obviously, this was the turning point. Manga wasn't niche anymore. It was mainstream with main character energy. From ancient scrolls of rabbits and frogs, to Tezuka sketching hope into post-war Japan, to the big 3 conquering the world, and now, to Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen topping charts, manga has become more than stories. It's culture, it's memory, it's connection. It's that one series that makes your therapist say, "Tell me more about this arc." And the wildest part? This journey isn't done. The next Tezuka, the next Oda, the next Fujimoto might already be doodling in a math notebook, quietly building the masterpiece we'll all fall in love with. So keep your snack stocked, your heart ready, and your reading list irresponsible. The next chapter's already loading.